My name's Eddie Winters. You're tuned into the Rock and Roll Coup d'etat. We've got a very special guest. We've been talking about him all morning long, and we're excited. Me and Jeremy Wheat in the hot seat. Jeremy, are you ready? We're going to bring him on.
I am very excited. I'm all wound tight.
I can't wait. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Eddie Money joining us. Eddie, how you doing this morning?
I'm doing great, man. What a beautiful... How's the weather up there? I'm down here in L.A. The sun's shining.
It's a gorgeous day here, too.
It is a gorgeous day, and we're excited. We're excited to have you on here. You know, we've been talking about you all morning, celebrating you, your career, your music, and we're so thrilled to have you on and talk about it. You know, you're a Bay Area native, a transplant native.
Practically,
and,
you're naturalized
yes. I
here.
mean, my heart goes out. I've done 1 million shows in San Francisco and Oakland and San Jose and Walnut Creek. I mean, I am a Bay Area boy. I moved down here because, you know, my first wife dumped me and I remarried, and my second wife didn't want to meet me near my first wife. It was up to me. I'd still be living in Northern California, but you know it is. You know, you got to follow your heart. You know what I'm saying, boys?
Oh,
Yeah.
I've been doing that all day long. Eddie, let me. I gotta ask you. You know, you've obviously you've had one heck of a career. You're playing some shows coming up in May. You're super busy. You're gonna be in Bethesda, Maryland, Arizona, Michigan, and of course, and Bakersfield doing the Rock and Country Festival. And of course, you're going through June. You're going to be back in the Bay Area doing Santa Cruz and Walnut Creek.
Right.
You know, it's. I got to ask you. I mean, you're so busy doing these shows. How do you stay fit, stay ready to do these shows?
Well,
knock them
I'll
out?
tell you the truth. You know, I got to get out there, and you know, my wife's got me on the treadmill.
Right.
Thank God I still got all my hair, which is good. My voice sounds great. I quit smoking. So, you know, I quit getting high about 5 years ago.
Right.
So I'm pretty sharp, and I quit smoking cigarettes in January. And, you know, we do everything we can to get out there and sound like the record. If you like 2 Tickets to Paradise, when you put the needle on the turntable, we want to go out there and you close your eyes, you hear Eddie Money. We want to sound like the record. I want to make sure that everybody, you hate to use the pun, but I want to make sure everybody gets their money's worth. We're doing a Baby Hold On. We want to make it sound like the record. We're doing it too, you know. You got to remember, I had 12, 13, 14 songs in the top 100.
Jeez.
There's 2 tickets at Walk on Water, Take Me Home Tonight.
Actually,
Baby
we checked.
Hold
You
On,
got
Me Think
22,
I'm
Eddie.
Shaking.
Right.
You know, the
we-
list goes on and on.
We actually
And it's
counted
good to get out.
22 this morning. We counted 22 hits in the top 100.
Wow, I should have saved the money. Who knew?
So
It's funny. I did a show the other night, and this gorgeous chick, she had on a red outfit, a low cut, you know, like red dress on, and these matching shoes, and I was singing 2 Tickets. I couldn't talk, and she was crying her eyes out. Jeremy, now eye makeup was running down her face. So the guitar solo came on. I gave me a chance to talk to her. I said, "Baby," she said, "You're standing on my fingers."
No.
there it is. You still got it.
You're winding us up.
I love it. So Eddie, I know you've been busy. I mean, you've stayed busy for years and years and years. And
Well, look, guys, I got 5 kids. I hope to win anything to get out of the house. Are you kidding me?
Right.
Like, give me a break here, for Christ's sake. You know?
On and off the stage, you're a busy man. I got to ask you, you got this a musical. You've been doing it for a while. The 2 Tickets for Paradise musical.
It's a lot of fun. Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about it.
Well, you know, the whole 2 Tickets to Paradise, it takes place in the late 60s, like a Hair or a Godspell of Jesus Christ Superstar.
Right.
In the late 60s, it takes place. It's when I was on the police department, and then I quit the police department. My father was patrolman of the year, and I moved out to California, got a great record. They got to remember, I was making $1,000 a minute for a 75-minute show, opening up the Stones, playing with the Who, Fleetwood Mac, Steve Miller. I mean, I was on top of the world. But then I got drunk one night, and somebody gave me something I should have been doing, and I wound up having an overdose, which was horrible. But then we came back with my biggest record, No Control, with Tom Dowd. So I've had a lot of ups and downs in my career, but, you know, I'm successful because, you know, I'm a persistent, I'm professional. I got a great rock and roll band.
You're right.
And, you know, I'm doing everything I can to help my kids' career out. Go to DesMoneyMusic.com. He's very talented.
Right.
And of course, we got little Jessie Rehab, my daughter, who sings lead for me. She's a little maniac, but you know, I'll tell you, the kids will drive you nuts, but they're very talented. So I gotta my wife says to me, what are you, Joe Jackson? You got to take care of your kids.
Right.
Oh, man.
The fruit doesn't fall far from the tree. I mean, you've got two talented kids that are pursuing musical careers. I know your daughter Jessie appears with you all of the time on the road, and I mean, it must be a great sensation to have such a wonderful career and then get to share it with your kids. I mean, that must be a sensational feeling.
I'm ready to kill my daughter. I bought her an Audi, and she wrecked the thing. She totaled the car and ran into two parked cars. What is she, Janet Joplin?
Whoa.
You don't know what's going on with these kids, man. It's raising kids these days. My mother said to me, someday you're gonna have kids just like you, and I said, what's wrong with that? Now I know exactly what she was talking about.
Right.
But the kids are good. I'm good. The shows are really great. I got to find some wood to knock on, because I mean, even Lady Gaga gave me a nice shout out in Rolling Stone a couple of months
I know
ago,
it's amazing. I mean, the connections that your music has and has had on audiences, big and small, famous, not famous. It's kind of a spectacular, just a privilege.
Yeah, it's great. I mean, you think about it, guys. I played Budokan with Santana.
That's
I
amazing.
played the US Festival with the Police.
Right.
I played all over. I played Madison Square Garden. I played Cleveland. I played the Hall of Fame. I mean, what shows haven't I done?
What's
I've been
left?
out
What's
with
left?
Speedway, and I've been out with Styx. I've been out with Peter Frampton. I've been out with the Stones. The
Right.
Who. Steve Miller. I mean, we played with everybody, and the shows are still great. I get out, but these guys don't want me to open them up, like the Oriole Speedway, and I love the Kevin Cronin,
Right.
the guys at Styx. But you put me on the bill, and I go out there and I smash everybody with like 13 or 14 hit singles.
Right.
So
And there's nothing left.
Look at all the hit singles I had. I mean, got to get out there. And people go to me, we don't want to work with Eddie. He steals everybody's thunder. I just do it. I'm going out there. I love playing with Fleetwood Mac. I love playing with 38 Special.
Sure.
But if I'm going to go out there, what am I not going to play my hits?
No, I mean, you've got to.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's.
Leave it all on stage.
Going, if I can, to go back just a little bit, I mean, you've played with all of these huge, legendary musicians. You obviously an icon and a legend yourself. I mean, how do you stay so humble? How do you stay so grounded? Having this wealth of hits and fame and notoriety.
Well, I tell you, what happens to me. I married Mallory. Her father was in real estate. She grew up with a kind of a silver spoon in her mouth. My wife spends more money than I can. I should have married a blind woman.
Right.
I'm telling you. Then I got my tax. I got millions of taxes. I got the greatest country in the world. But the feds. I got back taxes.
Sure.
Then I got the state of California. Then I got the kids. I got all the car payments with the kids, and everybody dropped out of school, and they're all in the music business.
You might have to change your name.
I tell my kids, they're going, kids, it's Dad, you made it. Billy Joel. I said, geez, thanks a lot.
Right.
I bet your kids are nice already.
You got to keep your head straight. You got to. The wife's got me going to church on Sunday, and
Yeah.
and I'm also out there selling shirts for the troops, the Intrepid Fallen Hero Foundation.
Right.
They got two facilities, one in San Antonio with about 110 beds. They got a new facility actually in Maryland. And I'm trying to support these troops, man. These kids are coming back. They're over, it's 114 degrees. They got a 70-pound pack on their back. A lot of these vets coming back contemplating suicide. I do everything I can to help the troops out. I mean, America's got to be a strong, humble nation, and without our men and women in uniform. So I'm out there, selling shirts every night. And just sent them another check for $4,000.
Wow.
Trying to take care of the troops and take care of the kids, and keep the wife happy. But I got to tell you, every day I get up, it's a good day. It's a beautiful day. The sun's shining. My voice is holding up. I still got all my hair. And I'm having a good month. The kids are in jail or in a rehab. I'm having a good month.
Right.
If they're not wrecking cars and for Christ's sake, but things are good, guys.
It sounds like. I mean, and I've seen, watched your band.
I really miss Bill Graham, my manager, who's on. But
I wanted to talk to you about that.
He died
Eddie.
in that helicopter accident.
Right.
Oh yeah.
My life had changed. Bill Graham and BGP Music, they did so much for me. And Columbia Records, you guys got to remember, I've sold 39 million records, man.
Incredible.
Now, these days, these kids don't sell nothing.
Right.
Everybody thinks music is free. All the record stores are closing, and it's crazy. How do kids make any money these days? I don't understand it.
If,
One kid downloads it, and everybody else gets it for nothing.
Right. You know, I was going to ask you. We were talking about Bill Graham being a huge part of your rise, and I mean, and your start. Can you tell us a little bit about your relationship with Bill Graham? What he meant to you?
Well, if you think about Bill Graham, he grew up as a teenager during World War II. He was a Jewish kid from Russia, and he actually walked from Russia with 500 kids to Paris, and 250 of them didn't make it. They died of starvation.
Whoa.
Wow.
Now, his sister Esther was in Auschwitz, which is one of those concentration camps that the Nazis had. I mean, Bill Graham had a horrible, horrible childhood, but he was a great man. He was a fantastic promoter. He's the one that came up with the rock and roll T-shirt, and he was an amazing man. And losing him, and he was only like 62 years old, maybe 60 years old when he died. And he was a big influence in my life, and he was really a great man. I got to play the Yes Fest with put me on the road with the Stones, playing with the Who. I mean, we played all over the world because of Bill Graham, and he was like a second dad to me. I mean, it's a very tragic loss for me in my life. He was coming back from a Huey Lewis concert, and I tell you that the rain was coming down in sheets sideways. Nobody in the world would have ever got in a helicopter or a plane. But, he jumped in that helicopter and he hit one of those towers because it didn't have the little red light on it, and it kills him, killed his girlfriend, and killed his pilot, killer, who used to fly me around. So, losing Bill Graham was a tragic loss in my life. But, at Columbia Records, all the old guys, they're all gone now,
Right.
Tom Dowd, he's dead.
Tom Dowd is another.
Older, they just kick. What are you going to do?
Yeah, I mean, we're going to ask Tom Dowd, produced... Obviously,
he did everybody from Patty Page to Rod Stewart.
Right,
that's a whole other show.
He also did, live at the Fillmore East with the Allman Brothers.
Right.
He did the Cream. He did Eric Clapton. He did Bobby Darin. For Christ's sake.
Derek and the Dominoes. The whole. I mean, the
Derek
list goes on.
Yeah, what a great man. And he got old and he died.
Right.
What are you going to do?
Right.
Alvin Adigan, another one. He's not around anymore.
Oh yeah.
Ray Charles, another great influence. So. You look at these, but then you got people like Dion that's still around. Dion on the Doma. Dion's a good buddy of mine, Ronnie Spector's still around. We still talk a lot. She's a sweetheart.
Is that right? You still keep up with Ronnie Spector?
I keep up with everybody. I talk to everybody.
That's nice. I was going to ask you, you came here, you originally came here, you left, I guess, Long Island to come to Berkeley. Let me ask you a question. I know this goes into the story of your the stage musical, but your band came out to Berkeley. Can I ask you how did you guys decide on Berkeley out of all the places, not L.A.?
Well, no, the band actually came out here and moved to Los Angeles.
Is that right?
Whoa.
And then I came out and followed the band out to Los Angeles. But they were all, they all left their parents and their cars in the driveway, and they were also stoned out of their mind. They were taking acid and smoking a lot of pot and drinking red wine, and it was just too crazy for me. So I hitchhiked up to Northern California alone, without the band.
Right.
Nobody. I mean, I started completely all over again. Then I wound up working with two of the guitar players from Charlie Hooker.
Wow.
Dan Alexander and with John Nelson. And then I joined a band called the Rockets, and we were very popular. And then the Rockets broke up, and I started Eddie Money with Jimmy Lyon, and we got our record deal in '76, and the rest is rock and roll history.
Right.
We went out there, and that was like 3 rehabs ago. Come on, guys.
yeah.
Right. So if speaking of rehabs, I mean, the rock and roll scene at that time was so booming with just
it was crazy.
hijinks.
When I first started, the girls just started taking the pill. They couldn't get pregnant.
Right.
I mean, everybody. There was no AIDS going around. I mean, back in the '60s and early '70s, man. The world was an oyster. Everybody was having a blast.
It was the Wild West.
Everybody was doing all that cocaine because the doctor said the cocaine was not addicting
right.
and all this other crap. But that's before they had the freebase and all this other crap these kids are doing today. Now these kids are doing Oxycontin and Percocets and all this horrible stuff. It's
right.
Like, the world became a terrible place to live in. I mean, it's hard for me to raise kids. Thank God my kids are not into that stuff because I got friends of mine who's got kids getting strung out on Oxycontin. I had another friend of mine whose daughter OD'd and died on heroin.
Jeez.
She was only 18 years old.
Jeez. That's incredible. I mean, at such a young age. Incredible. These
kids don't know how strong these drugs are. They have no idea what's happening. They're babies, for Christ's sake.
Right. You've mentioned in other interviews about talking about the OD that you had, and you mentioned it briefly early. Can you take us back and tell us a little bit about that experience?
Well, you know what happened is I was in those days. You know, I never got loaded when I was doing the shows, but after work, man, you know, I was out there gambling, drinking a lot of vodka, tooting this and tooting that. Well, one day I took something called phenitol, which was a bathtub barbiturate, and I was drinking a lot of vodka, and I went into a semi-catatonic state.
Jeez.
And my nerves stopped twitching. And when your nerves stop twitching, the longest nerve you have in your body is your sciatic nerve. Well, like, the nerve wasn't twitching, so I killed the sciatic nerve in my left leg.
Holy
and I blew out my kidneys, and I couldn't walk for like 10 months, and it was a
wow.
It was a horrible overdose. I almost died in the hospital, which was terrible. But you know, the good Lord above just said doesn't my time, and I came back and got better again, and then I started making a lot of money again, and I started getting loaded again, and I probably said, wait a minute, it doesn't sound like a bottomless pit.
Right.
So now I'm in a spiritual program. I don't go to a lot of meetings, but the thing for me is drinking and drugging and even cigarette smoking. You know, I got these kids to raise. I want to show my voice sounds fantastic.
Right.
I don't want to be a fat piece of shit up there on stage.
Right.
You know, I want to give everybody 100%. You know, I want to do it for my deceased parents. I want to do it in the memory of Bill Graham, who was very proud of me. And when the fans get out there, when I hear "Baby Hold On" and 2 Tickets to Paradise to take me home tonight, I don't want them to think that I'm lost and stumbling all the same. But I got a shitty band behind me. I want the band to pop, and I always want people to go. People said to me, "How was Eddie Money last night?" Man, the show was amazing.
Right.
That's what I want people to say. Eddie Money was great last night. You know, I was great last night because I was sober. I was doing my job. My voice was in good shape. I was playing good horn. You know, it all. You know, be a professional.
Exactly.
You've got to think about it. You know, I mean, in the old days, you start drinking a little bit in the afternoon. By the time your show comes around, you're a little lit up. Next thing you know, you're saying something stupid on stage. Next thing you know, you're jumping off stage, getting in a fight with somebody, throwing something at the audience. You go crazy.
Right.
You got to watch your P's and Q's. You got to be an adult.
Yeah, exactly. And did you notice when you started to reapproach the stage with sobriety? Did you notice right away that there was a new, electricity in Eddie Money when you hit the stage? Did you notice that right away?
Well, you know, not really, because whenever I hit the stage, I always made a point of being pretty straight and pretty sharp. It's like after work,
right?
Is when I used to get
unwinding,
drinking a lot of vodka, doing this and that. Hanging out with the wrong people, but you know, I mean, 100%. I mean, I remember when I was working in a club band too. But then there was some nights where I pulled a Jim Morrison. There was some nights that I was actually very stupid and not 100%. I'll be the first one to admit that. But it wasn't a lot of shows like that. But yeah, you know, I've been doing this. I've been singing in a rock band since I'm 15 years old.
That's crazy.
It took me a long time to get it down, you know what I'm saying, boys?
Oh, yeah. But it seems it comes so natural. I mean, the thing that I noticed about you as the magnetism that you bring to the stage, the way that you can unite audiences, and
yeah, it's great. You know, like you learn people like working with Mick Jagger and working with the Young Rascals and working with Peter Wolf and working with some really great singers, man. You just learn. You got to know what to do. Now, I used to play a lot of keyboards on stage because I play a lot of B3 organ and a lot of piano. But when I was too busy looking at the keys, man, I could get out there and do the left-hand side of the stage, the center, the left, the right, get out there, start spinning the sticks and, spinning the tambourine, getting out there and giving these people 100%. When I get out there, man, I want to whack people and go, holy shit, here he is. Look at it. This fucking show is amazing.
Right. I'm excited. And I was gonna say, you've done it all. I mean, you've been a legendary video maker, being a pioneer on the MTV.
And that's something that me and Huey Lewis, when I did the first 2 videos at the Think I'm Alive when I played Dracula.
Right.
And then I did the Shaken video with all the old cars bouncing up and down.
Of course.
That was
we were talking about him earlier.
Apollonia did that. That was Apollonia in that video.
Right.
Before she did Purple Rain.
Pre-Prince.
And my first 2 videos I did for $88,000. 2 of those videos, they were done really cheap, but they were done really, really well. You know?
Also, those were some of the earlier videos that were shot on film. Before that, there were videos that no one plays anymore because they were shot on VHS that kind of look like old soap operas or something. But,
Right.
but
Yeah, they were
yours-
shot on film too.
Your
But when I
videos
look at
still
those
look
old
great.
videos, I look like a singing shoe salesman for Christ's sake.
They hold up. I mean, it's such a quality piece of that
Yeah,
time.
well, you know, we did Club Michelle, we did Want to Go Back, we did Think I'm in Love. We had a lot of great videos. I mean, we did a Walk on Water video, and you know, it was just I mean, I turn on this VH1 Classic, and they're playing all my old videos all the time. I can't believe it.
It's got to be a thrill to see them. I was going to say making music, writing music. Of course, you're a fantastic performer, and of course a songwriter. And I was noting. I mean, you've mastered the writing some of the greatest choruses in songs. Choruses.
Yeah, like baby Alone, Take Me Home Tonight, Think I'm Alone. You know, you got to have a good chorus. I think a lot of things. If you're going to write a hit song, I would think that you should write the chorus first.
Right. And
You know,
sometimes play the
write
chorus first.
You know,
Sound
some
advice.
people don't write like that. I don't know, but to me, you got to have that chorus. You know,
Well,
like
Baby,
I Wanna
Hold On to
Hold
Me.
Your
That's
Hand,
kind of
or-
like
or
chorus
Good
first,
Lovin',
right?
Or Take Me Home Tonight. Without a great chorus, what do you got? You got nothing.
Right. I mean, how does? Let me ask you just a technical question. I mean, when you're writing and you're thinking about music and you're writing riffs, how does that work for you? Are you lyrics? Do you write lyrics sometimes? Do you write the music?
You know, sometimes I'll write a lyric first, but a lot of times if I'm writing a new tune right now. It's kind of like that song I had, $1 Million Girl, off the first record, and I haven't really come up with some lyrics for it yet. But I'm writing things. You know, I got a new record ready to go. I mean, Tom Petty hadn't put out a record in 10 years.
Right.
And he put out that record on Warner Brothers. It went to number one for 2 weeks. I haven't put a record out in 15 years, but I got a song called Shake That Thing.
Right.
I got a song called Dancing in the Moonlight. I got some really great songs. I'll be ready to put a record out within the next 6 months.
Oh, that was going to be one of my questions. Is I know that you had it in the can and it's ready to go. How what would we expect? I mean, the sounds on that
put
record.
it this way. You know, once they buy your greatest hits, once they can buy 2 Thick Shadows, Baby Hold On, Take Me Up Tonight, Take Me Home, Shake It on the same record, you know, you're not going to go out there these days and sell a lot. You know, people going to buy Eddie Money's new record. I don't need Eddie Money's new record. I got his greatest hits.
Right.
It's understandable. I mean, I can understand how people think, but that's not going to stop me from making a new record. It's just like this new play I got. It's got some great songs. I got some Broadway-orientated songs,
Right.
like a West Side Story or a Carousel or Annie Gets Your Gun. They're not rock and roll songs. They're like Broadway songs.
Sure.
Because I grew up watching a lot of Broadway plays. My parents would go to see Damn Yankees or Carousel, or then they come back and my sisters and I would act out the play. So, you know, there's a lot of things I got going on right now, guys.
I love it.
I'm just having a good time, you know. Now, my road manager just called me up and he says to me, I'm really miserable. I said, Joe, what's going on? He said, Linda's his wife, she said, she's talking about divorcing me. Linda's talking about divorcing you? Joe, what happened? And Joe says, well, I had an affair. I said, Joe, with who? He said, well, I had an affair with my daughter's best friend. I said, well, what is she, like 26 years old? So he's telling the priestess, and the priest said to me, I want you to say, 20 Our Fathers. And Joel says, I'm not even a Catholic. And the priest says to him, why are you telling me? And Joel says, I'm telling everybody.
I love it. I love it. Oh my gosh! Anybody, you're going to be you're coming around in the Bay Area. You're going to be doing a lot of shows this May and June, and I suppose the rest of the year. And we're excited to come and check you guys out. Hopefully in both Santa Cruz, Walnut Creek, and maybe down.
Yeah,
in
I mean the
Bakersfield.
show in Santa Cruz, we do better business in Santa Cruz than anybody.
Oh,
I don't know.
bet.
People come down from Oakland. Well, I did a lot of shows at the Catalyst when I was younger.
Sure.
Yeah.
But
Trying to get back. What's the name of that road? That Highway 17, coming back.
20,
Oh, yeah.
20, 24.
Oh
is it?
my! I'm surprised I'm even still alive today. Coming back on those roads.
I love it. I mean, we're excited, and we just wanted to thank you for sharing your morning with us. I know you're a busy guy, and it's so great to catch up.
Well, I've heard a lot of great things about the show with the guys. This internet show you got. I want to wish you continued success. I want to say hi to Marianne, to Jeanette, and to a good buddy of mine. His name is Pizza Face. He doesn't have the world's greatest complexion, but he's a hell of a guitar player.
I love it.
I mean, the guy plays like Jimi Hendrix. Pizza Face. We'll just call Pete. And there's Pumpkinhead. I got a lot of friends that knew I was doing the show, and I wanted to make sure that I gave them a shout out.
Well, you know what, Eddie, I appreciate it. We appreciate
you
it.
and Jeremy, man, Eddie, I want to tell you, man, Eddie Winter, I think it's fantastic, and it's a pleasure being on the show. I've had a lot of fun. You guys are really great.
Thank you so much, and we wish you obviously the best of success this year, and with all of your projects coming out. And we look forward to the new record when it hits the stores.
Well, yeah, come down and just some shaking with the money, man.
Yeah.
I got 2 tickets for
Baby.
I got 2 tickets, but I'm taking everybody.
I like it. We're gonna follow the money, baby. I can't wait.
And I quit drinking. It's kind of like live from Betty Ford. It's the Eddie Money Show. But you know what? I'm having a good time out there. That's all it counts.
I love it. Well, thanks once again for joining us and sharing, and we look forward to it. We're gonna rock with the Money Man, and I can't wait.
Shaking with the Money Man. Thanks a lot, guys. Have a great day.
Thanks, Eddie.
You too. Thank you, Eddie. There it is. Take care, baby. There it is.